Several years ago, I realized that I was tired all the time, but also had this anxious feeling in my stomach. And then when I really started to pay attention to why, I realized it was because I was waiting all day to do this thing that took an enormous amount of energy at night. That thing is making dinner. With small kids, I would go throughout my whole day living on lunch foods or breakfast foods and not like a good substantial meal. And then I would expect myself to produce this amazing dinner once the evening rolled around, when I was already tired from doing stuff with the kids all day. And I wanted to have this picture perfect family meal once the evening rolled around, with us all sitting down at the table once my husband got home from work. And so when that didn't happen for a variety of reasons, I would put this absolutely unnecessary guilt on myself, and I would feel terrible about dinner not going the way that I wanted to. So then I thought, as impossible as it seems schedule-wise, what if I moved our main meal of the day to lunchtime? Since I've made this change about 5 years ago for my family, everything has come into cohesion in a way that I never would have imagined. Everything flows so much better. I have so much more energy, and just totally different energy than I used to have. So in today's video, I'm gonna share kind of the red flags for me and what prompted me to do this, because you might resonate with some of these too, and this might not be something that you've ever thought about doing. But I'm gonna share some of the big things that made this make sense for me. And then after that, I'm also going to share all the really practical nitty-gritty tips for how I actually make this work, because it is a huge change from the way that I had always done things before. So come join me. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm Lauren Gondarva, and I'm just gonna start by talking about why this change made sense for me, and you can let me know if any of these reasons exist for you too. Okay, the first and main reason that I started thinking about this shift is that I felt this real nervousness in the pit of my stomach like all day long. And this was really just after my second child was born. I have 3 children now, but I had this weird, I'm the type of person who, if I have something on my schedule, it's like I can't think about anything until I'm doing that thing. So having this huge commitment every single night of making dinner and getting things on the table by a certain time, and it being this big production every night, that made me feel anxious really all day, and kind of just this weird restlessness, nervousness that I knew I was gonna have to do something. I was trying to manage my energy in a way that I would then have all this energy to suddenly do things like after a very long day with a newborn baby, and also my daughter, who was 8 at the time. And so it felt really crazy. The other part of that too was that my husband's schedule at the time was really not a normal kind of work schedule. He worked weird hours at that time. And so I wanted this Leave It to Beaver style, beautiful dinner moment to happen with us all around the table every night. And it just wasn't happening. It just was not the season for that. And so I found myself just pressuring myself. I felt so anxious. I felt so tired because I was anxious, and because I wasn't eating at the right time of day, but we'll get to that in a minute. It felt like the opposite time of when I should be doing the biggest, kind of most intensive and time taking task of my day. Okay, the second huge reason that this made sense for me, and that really started me thinking about this, is that I suddenly realized that my body needed fuel from a main meal of the day. When I was growing up, dinner was the main meal of the day, and it was kind of you ate this big meal, and then you're awake for a few hours, but then you go to sleep. And that's what I did early in my adulthood as well, and when my daughter was young. But then with suddenly having a second child, and of course nursing and all of this stuff, I felt like I needed to be eating earlier during the day, having protein and fruits and vegetables and things during a way earlier part of the day to actually fuel me for the day. I noticed that I was kind of fatigued. My iron was low. Lots of things nutritionally felt off. And even though, the doctor said I was perfectly healthy, I just felt really tired. And I was maybe I need to think about food as a fuel for my actual body, because I'm doing a lot as, a mom, just around the house and taking care of things and taking care of everyone. And I realized that I needed nutrition that really supported me, and I was already eating healthy. So I was I don't really feel like I need to shift what I'm eating. And that's what really just gave me this aha moment of maybe I need to just shift when I'm eating and when our whole family is eating. The third part of this was exactly what I just said about my husband's schedule, and really that continues in some ways to this day. He has a more standard job time now of like a 9 to 5 job, but he still will sometimes get stuck in traffic at the end of the day, or he'll have something going on. He plays soccer, so there's oftentimes some other commitment for anyone in the evening. And I don't like to be glued to the house in the evening. Like if I want to be able to take the kids to a park once it's cooling down for the day, you know, that I want to have that flexibility. So I didn't want to pressure myself to just have to have this like everybody around the table moment at 6 o'clock, because it just never worked. And then the third huge thing for me that made this kind of really kick into action, instead of just like thinking that it was something that I should do, is that I had started intermittent fasting. And this was not on purpose at all. I didn't even know that intermittent fasting was a thing. I just knew that that was going to be right for my body. I had just had my second baby a couple of weeks before, and I had been plagued for literally like my whole life with extreme nightmares and terrible sleep. And so that's why I actually started intermittent fasting, and I can talk about more about that in another video. I've talked about it in some of my past videos, but I just had this, you know, epiphany that if I didn't eat so close to going to sleep, then maybe my brain would be able to rest better. It was really when I was starting to learn about the connection between like the gut and the intuition. So I was gonna just like stop eating at 4, kind of trying to get my main meal of the day before that. So I was trying to fit dinner first just into that like 3 or 4 o'clock time. That didn't work either. That felt so wrong. And so I wanted to think how I could actually support this new intermittent fasting routine and still have like a main meal. I didn't want to feel like I was like trying to cram in, you know, dinner before that time. I wanted dinner or like the main meal to just still feel really relaxing, really nourishing. I am a huge proponent of sitting down and breathing when you eat and just like enjoying a meal. So I knew I didn't want things to be rushed. Once I started intermittent fasting, which you know, later my husband's like, yeah, this is a thing. Lots of people do this. It's called intermittent fasting. Then I realized that that was also a good thing to do with, you know, trying to lose the baby weight. And that's something I did with my third child too. So that was really important to me, but that piece of it felt like the shift that made me decide, yes, I need to move the meal to lunch and not just think about doing it sometimes, but I actually need to have like a whole groundbreaking shift in our family schedule for this to actually support what we need. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the kind of practicalities of this, because I think that was the biggest thing for me in actually making this jump. Like, how am I going to make lunch work? That seems crazy to cook earlier during the day. It seems like a lot of moving parts would have to change for us to be able to do that. So I'm going to kind of tell you how I did this. So how this works with our schedule is we typically have like a semi-filling, like good quality breakfast around 7:30 or 8. And that will be something kind of, you know, a little bit of protein, mostly like some good fresh bread or fruit and that kind of thing. And then around 10:15, 10:30, I'll kind of just start thinking about going into the kitchen to kind of start prepping lunch. Of course, if it's something faster, I might not go into the kitchen till 11 or so, but we typically eat at about 11:30. Part of that, of course, happening is meal planning. And I do have to stay pretty consistent with myself about making sure that I have an idea of what we're doing each week for meals. So I have to know what I'm cooking absolutely every day. I don't cook anything super complicated that's going to take more than like 20 minutes of hands-on cooking. I just try to limit it to that. And the other part of that is that if there's any major cooking components that we're going to be eating for lunch, such as like fresh bread, I will a lot of times actually make that the night before or even early in the morning. I don't try to cram in like making a loaf of fresh bread at the same time as making lunch. Okay, the second thing, and you're probably already wondering this, is like, how does my husband fit into this equation? Because my husband, he works from home sometimes, but primarily he works at his office. So I always had these, you know, exciting dreams of us having a family meal at the table. And I actually think that someday that will happen, you know, in the evenings as the kids get older and things are a little bit different. But still to this day, like, it just wasn't happening that we were sitting down for like a dinner time. So instead of putting that pressure on myself and just feeling guilty about it, here's what I do for this. When I make lunch, so it's me and the kids eating that main meal of the day lunch at the table, I will set aside a plate for him, like go ahead and plate it. And then I'll also put a Tupperware of that same food for him to have for lunch the next day. And then when I still want that feeling though of like us being together in the evenings and having that like dinner table feeling without actually sitting down to that main meal of the day at that time. So what I do is I just plan that whenever my husband gets home, kind of whatever time that ends up being, depending on, you know, his commute, traffic, all the different pieces of that puzzle, I make sure the house is straightened up, the kids are kind of straightened up, and we will still sit down with him while he eats. So we'll sit either at the table or in the room that we're in right now. We'll just sit here. And like I might have a cup of tea or herbal tea or something like that. And the kids might have their dinner, which I'll talk about in a minute, kind of like how that looks for them. Or we might just kind of sit with him and talk while he's eating. So we still have that feeling of being together every day and, you know, that dinner table feeling. It's just not with us eating our main meal of the day. And to be totally honest, that's actually more relaxing for me, because then I'm not trying to feed the little kids, cleaning up things, rushing back and forth to the table. I think there's a very romantic idea of the dinner table, with a family, but with small kids, that can actually be really just stressful for the mom to just be doing all the things. So I love having that feeling, but having that pressure off has actually made a big difference at this season of our lives. Of course, that might change in the future as the kids get older. But right now, it's actually just really nice for them to be able to sit down kind of calmly without all those moving parts, and to just be able to talk to their dad and, you know, have that great conversation and things happening. And it feels really great that we do that. So then that brings me to like what the kids eat, because like I said, I do intermittent fasting. So at 4 o'clock, we'll typically have our afternoon kind of French style snack. I've talked about this in past videos too. So the kids obviously, though, they need to have another meal in the evening, right? So typically around 6 or 6:30, they'll have their dinner. So they'll either have leftovers from lunch, or they'll have something. I have a whole list of like other kids' dinner ideas. So that could be like toast and scrambled eggs. It's often oatmeal. My kids love oatmeal. So I make oatmeal a lot with different things in it. It might be like yogurt with granola and fruit. It's something substantial, but also more kind of grain-based and less protein-based, because we have our protein at lunch. So it's something like that. Sometimes I'll make pancakes, do like a little dinner breakfast for them. It might be like a little quick soup that I've put together, or some pasta, but I don't like go and cook something else from scratch, like a whole meal. If we don't have leftovers, or they don't want, like a breakfasty type thing like oatmeal, I make like some black beans and rice, or something just super simple like that just takes no effort at all. Or we'll keep some fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, of course, stuff like that they can have with it. So that's what they kind of eat. So it's very light, but it's filling for their bedtime, so that then they're tired at night with, having some good filling grains. And then, like I said, I cook bread. So a lot of times if I'm cooking bread, it's in the evening, so they might have that for their dinner because it's made, and then we'll have the rest of it for lunch the next day, or something like that. But that helps a lot. And I think they like that winding down kind of comfort food feeling in the evenings, and then having that, super healthier and more protein-based meal at lunchtime. Okay, my second to last practical tip about this, I worried when I decided to do this, I worried that I might feel too tired after eating lunch. And I mentioned earlier that I knew that I needed that more nutritional focus during the middle of the day, because I needed truly like calories, just like all the calories, when you're nursing a new baby and doing that kind of stuff. I needed that nutrition, but I worried that I might feel tired. So that can definitely be a concern. So what I found is helpful with that is, of course, just like I pay a lot of attention to my portion size. I don't eat more than I need at lunchtime. And that's a practice just to make sure, you're not eating, because really the tiredness I think that comes after eating is, even if I eat like one bite too much, that I might feel a little bit like I need a nap. But that brings me to the fact that I also typically do take like a 10-minute power nap at some point in the afternoon. That varies wildly depending on the kids' schedule and what we're doing that day. But at some point I will typically lay down for about 10 minutes. I can take a quick power nap while they're, having some slow time if the little one is sleeping, or they might watch a movie or something in the afternoon just to have some quiet time, or if they're reading books, I'll just fall asleep for 10 minutes and I feel amazing. So it's not that I don't feel tired. I feel energized after lunch, but we all, I think, part of our rhythm as people, and that's why I like a lot of the European lifestyles of having like a little rest time in the afternoons. I think that's a very normal rhythm. So it's not so much about when you eat that causes that. It's just like this honoring that rhythm of maybe needing to have some rest time in the afternoon. And I absolutely do that. The other part of that is that I drink my afternoon caffeine sometime around 2 o'clock, typically. So we have lunch 11:30, you know, takes till about noon. And then around 2 o'clock, I will have a cup of coffee or tea. And that helps my energy. I don't add any like milk or coffee cream. Typically in the afternoon, I just drink black coffee or black tea with sugar. And that helps my energy a lot. It makes me feel very clear and pure, but that helps my energy. Like that schedule specifically helps me just stay really energized. And then making sure that I'm kind of maybe having that slow time, that nap, and then having something to look forward to in the afternoon, whether that's going somewhere or, you know, planning something with the kids, something that requires some movement, that feels really good for me. And that kind of helps properly manage that energy that is naturally shifted from eating at a different time of day. Okay, and then finally, I definitely want to address the fact that even as a stay-at-home mom, homemaker, and homeschool mom, you know, the idea of cooking every single day around 10:30 in the morning is a lot, like every weekday. I do that most days, about 4 days of the week. That is my schedule. Weekends are more flexible. Of course, we're having kind of family meals that might be a little bit later in the day, but at least 1 day a week, we will probably eat lunch somewhere else or get something that doesn't require me cooking. And of course, a lot of times we want to go out during the morning. I know from experience from doing this for almost 5 years now that it did not work to go somewhere for a few hours, come home at like 10:45, we're exhausted and, you know, trying to get shoes off and do all this stuff. That takes, you know, that happens when you get home with kids. I'm sure some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then trying to like go into the kitchen and cook. That does not work. And I am so upfront with myself now about that so that I don't feel that guilt of feeling like, oh, I need to do all these morning things and then also go cook. So a couple of ways that I handle this. I will very intentionally decide to eat lunch out like that day or the next day if I'm thinking about it in advance. Like I'll decide the night before, you know, we're gonna go to a park at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like how is lunch gonna fit into that? I will just go ahead and decide like we're gonna go get, I don't know, whatever, a sandwich at Publix, one of my all-time favorites, something like that. We'll get lunch out and that's okay. I have had to come to peace with that I don't need to make every meal every single day in this season of having young children. That has been a great freedom for me. We also have kind of shifted more into going out either very early in the morning, like somewhere around 8, or then going somewhere right after lunch. That helps schedule-wise for us too, to have kind of our adventures like after lunch, like going somewhere instead of trying to cram stuff in the morning. We kind of stay home in the morning, do our stuff, do our routines here, and then have something to do in the afternoon. And that really helps. So I hope this helps you to consider this if this is not something you've thought about before. This is a shift that has truly changed the way our family just does our days. And for me as the mom, it makes me feel so much more energized, so much more just like that I'm controlling the day instead of the day is just like sweeping me off my feet. So it's helped me a lot. So I hope it helps you too if this is something that you decide to do. If you decide to try this, I would love to know how it goes. And listen, I know that there are a lot of, you know, schedule blocks in the way of this maybe happening, but I kind of think that's true for anything. Even for getting dinner on the table at night, there's a lot of things getting in the way of that. So this might seem unattainable, but if you think about it and see if it's something that you can adapt in any way for your family, it might be something that you just even enjoy trying. So let me know how it goes. If this is something that you already do with your family, I would love to hear any of your tips as well of how you just make this happen on a practical level. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do that now so you can get another video every single week. All right, I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me.